Good morning, beloveds. Thank you for joining me for our meditation time here at the Center for Spiritual Living, for all of those present physically as well as anyone online. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm grateful to be here with each of you. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Melissa Arterberry. I am an intern president of the board here and presently a practitioner in training. So grateful to lead this meditation with you. Christmas time is the celebration of the birth of Christ, not only a man, but of the Christ consciousness. As Science of Mind teaches us, we are all brothers and sisters of Jesus, and thus we are all born equally worthy and deserving of our spiritual birthright of oneness with God. I want to share a couple passages from Science of Mind archives. One will be from December 2015, and another dating back to December 1927. Before doing so, just a couple gentle reminders for those of you physically present. If you'd please turn off or put on vibrate any phone that may be with you. And also, sometimes in a meditation, things bubble up, sometimes expectedly and unexpectedly. If at any point in time you'd like to excuse yourself, please know you have the freedom to do so. I just request that you do so as quietly as possible. So join with me as we now turn within, getting comfortable in your seat, however that is for you, and closing the outer eyes if that feels right. As we take this deep breath together and release. With ease and grace, our breath continues to flow and we begin to relax, allowing your breath to flow easily, calmly, peacefully. This is your natural state. Allow these words to wash over you as you relax into the now moment. Around the holidays, it was Ernest's wish for us to remember not only the biblical birth of Jesus, but to be certain we never forget that the Christ that resides within ourself is awaiting to be born. He always tried to teach us, as Jesus had, that knowing the divine lives within each of us is how we can be supported and guided to be one with all that is. Christ is born to or within each, as the human gives way to the divine, as strife gives way to peace, as confusion gives way to poise, as weakness gives way to strength, as fear gives way to faith, as doubt gives way to certainty, as hell gives way to heaven, as misery gives way to happiness, as we give way to the Spirit. Jesus thought of the Spirit as being personal to him, as directly responding to and being aware of man's approach to it. He located God and the kingdom of heaven within himself. This was a different concept from that of the teachers who had preceded him, and quite different from that of most of those who followed him. For nearly all taught that God was a mandatory power sitting somewhere in the vastness of space, governing the world with rod of iron and a rule of law. Jesus located God in his own soul. So complete was this realization that he was unable to find a place where the being of Jesus began and God left off, or where the being God began and Jesus ceased. May this meditation lead you to this place of oneness also. As you continue to breathe gently, your shoulders are relaxing more and more, and your chest rises and falls slowly with each breath. You feel calm. You feel peaceful. You feel safe. This is your natural state. Now, from this place of calmness and tranquility that you are in, envision a birth, the birth of a beautiful baby. This baby is whole and complete in every aspect. Baby in your arms. As you gaze upon this baby, you behold its innocence. The purity of this child is so apparent. You are seeing this child through the lens of God. As God sees the innocence, the light of all, because God can only see itself. Right now, you are beholding a magnificent expression of this one source. You're seeing this child through the lens of unconditional love. If you're not already, pick this child up and cradle this child in your arms, looking into its eyes with complete appreciation, gratitude, and love. This is your natural state. I now invite you to know that this child is you. You are this child still. No matter your present age now, no matter what you have done or not done, no matter what's been accomplished or hasn't been accomplished, you are still an expression of wholeness and completeness now, just as when you were born, beloved. The spiritual truth of you is that you were born completely worthy and deserving of love. You are love, loving and lovable now. Your birthright is the kingdom and source, spirit. God is always inviting you to return home when you forget this truth. May you remember now that you are a magnificent expression of the divine. Continue to gaze upon the child in your arms, knowing it is you, with delight as I speak these words. I know that God is all that there is. This one power, this one presence, it is back of all creation. It is all-knowing. The Spirit is unconditional love, peace beyond all understanding, balance, harmony, wholeness, and abundance in every aspect. Knowing there is not a spot where God is not. God is in the seen and unseen. Spirit is all this and so much more. I know that we are all part of this one divine mind. that is flowing in, through, and out as all creation. As you continue to gaze upon the child you are holding that is you, please repeat after me. I accept that I am an expression of the one divine presence. Together. I accept that I am an expression of the one divine presence. It enfolds me, flows through me, and expresses out as me. Together. It enfolds me, flows through me, and expresses out as me. Therefore, love is who I am. Together. Therefore, love is who I am. I am infinite wisdom expressing. Together. I am infinite wisdom expressing. I am eternal. Together. I am eternal. I am strong and poised. Together. I am strong and poised. I am peacefulness, creativity, harmony. Together. I am peacefulness, creativity, harmony, balance and wholeness right now. Together. Balance and wholeness right now. I know this is my spiritual identity. Together, I know this is my spiritual identity. This is my natural state. Together, this is my natural state. As you can continue to cradle your newborn self, allow these words to wash over you. I know that I have all that I need within me. As I turn within to the truth of love, peace, power, and unlimited possibility, I make wonderful, divinely guided decisions. I willingly release any blocks to this truth. I willingly let go of any judgment towards myself or others, and thus allow myself to experience the freedom of peace beyond all understanding. I am now in the flow of life as I accept my spiritual identity, which is my natural state. Continuing to breathe, knowing we are all part of this great oneness, that this oneness is our natural state. We begin to say goodbye to the baby in our arms, knowing this child is you. You can always reconnect. In your own words, you say goodbye and return to focusing on your breath, breathing in and out with grace and ease. I am deeply grateful and appreciative for each beloved here experiencing this divine appointment, this rebirth, this claiming of our spiritual identity, our natural state. I know that each one has been expanded here. Each one is divinely aligned now. So grateful that this unfolding continues far beyond this time together. Knowing all is in divine right order now, we all anchor this prayer by saying, "And so it is." So when you're ready, you can open your eyes, moving hands, moving feet. Please excuse yourself whenever you're ready. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. And to get you started off, we're celebrating your spiritual magnificence and some other things like holidays and stuff like that. So anyhow, we're going to welcome the Big Love Band.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas. Happy solstice. I think we're feeling it, right? Yeah. All right. We're going to get warmed up.
I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 Oh yeah.
I'm alive with the Spirit of God.
Let me hear
I'm
you
alive with the Spirit of God.
sing out.
I'm alive with the Spirit of God.
Raise your voice.
I'm alive with the Spirit of God.
I am alive with the Spirit of God.
Go Scout.
I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 One more
I'm
time,
alive with the Spirit of God.
let me hear
I'm
you
alive with the Spirit of God.
sing
I'm
out.
alive with the Spirit of God.
Raise those voices.
I'm alive with the Spirit of God.
I am alive with the Spirit of God.
Whoa, that's pretty good. We are live. Everybody's liven up now, warming up a little bit. Get your body moving, get your mind going, get the spirit flowing. So if you have any questions about any of the activities that we have here at the center, there's an information table in the back, and someone will be back there to answer any questions or to help you. And we are looking for new members of our new marketing team. We need people that have some knowledge of marketing or Wix or other website knowledge would be so wonderful. And again, you can sign up at the table in the back. Thank you. And we're looking forward to the 2024, here we are at the prefaces of 2024 coming up. We have all kinds of stuff going on. Our 50th anniversary of being here in this building is coming up. And, yay. And the Spiritual Living Convention is February 19th through 22nd. That's in Charlotte, South Carolina. I would go, but then I thought, would I really? Because it might be like 40 degrees, and I don't even like 60 degrees, so anyhow. Ernest Holmes is the founder of our philosophy, and we teach the universal truths found in all spiritual teachings, both traditional and contemporary. So please visit our website at cslcapecoral.org for more information on upcoming events, to submit a prayer request, or to send us your comments and or questions. And thank you to Melissa Arterbury, who is holding high watch during our service. That is, she's holding in high consciousness the good of this service, all who are attending here, all our teams, the greeters, everyone that's participating in this service, and of course, we can't forget the Big Love Band. And with that, we have another song from the Big Love Band.
There is a song in my soul. It sings, I am home. Everywhere I go, it sings, I am home. There is a song in my soul. It sings, I am home. Everywhere I go, it sings, I am home. 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 I am home, I am home, I am home, I am home. There is a song in my soul, it sings, I am healed. Everywhere I go, it sings, I am healed. There is a song in my soul, it sings, I am healed. Everywhere I go, it sings, I am healed. 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 There is a song in my heart. It sings, I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There is a song in my heart. It sings, I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. 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 There is a song in my soul. It sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep within. Pure, sweet joy. There is a song in my soul. It sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep within. Pure, sweet joy. I am 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 joy. There is a song in my soul that sings, I am love. A beaming ray of spirit's light. I am love. There is a song in my soul that sings, I am love. A beaming ray of spirit's light. I am love. 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 I am whole. I am healed. I am loved. I am joy. I am peace. I am well. All is well. I am well.
All is well. I am well. New Year's Eve Sunday service, we're going to have a dissolving bowl and a white stone ceremony all in one. So come out for 10 o'clock meditation next Sunday, and services at 10:30. And Karen Drucker is going to be a part of the Greater Orlando Center for Spiritual Living, March 8th and 9th. So I'm interested in doing this. I have to remember to sign up. And and I was like, I'll drive. Anybody wants to come along with me? Because I drive, I get motion sickness. So I'll do the driving. I'm always the designated driver. And I have a sign-up sheet in the back for that and some flyers. I can always make up more if you need more information. And so with that, we're remaining standing for some of you to stand up, and we're going to bestow a blessing upon each other. So this is kind of an affirmation that we do, and we turn and look at each other and send love out. So here we go. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. We know who you truly are. You are the spiritual image and likeness of God. We appreciate you, we love you, and we are thankful you are here. Welcome to the center. And with that, I want to welcome one of our practitioners for today's reading, John Coriel. Welcome, John, everybody.
Thank you. And a good time we're having this morning, huh? It's kind of hard for me. I don't know if it is for you too, the way with Christmas being on a Monday, the way it's moving around, this doesn't feel like a Christmas thing yet. But with that, a lot of people are out buying gifts today in that last minute shop. And I had a little bit of information here that I thought would be nice to pass along, and it has to do with achieving things that you want in your life. And it goes like this. It says, you may as well begin right here and right now, realizing that the secret of having anything is first attaining a consciousness of it. When I first read this, I went, oh, yes, of course. And why is that? Because consciousness is God. And the moment you have the consciousness of a thing, creates it, whatever the it may be, home, companionship, supply, employment, health, eternality, immortality. Your consciousness of it builds it. I thought that's a marvelous thing to keep in mind. Your consciousness of it builds it. With thy getting, get understanding. With all thy getting, get a consciousness of good, and then the good will follow. What a great, great thing to keep in mind, huh? Whoa. And we'll take that into prayer right here and right now, and just recognizing all of the good, and affirming all of the good. And we'll just take a moment of silence, too, to recognize the individuals that you may have in your life, an individual who needs some noise, say, or maybe a situation in your life. And we'll just hold that in the silence for just a moment. We'll recognize the perfection of that and the Spirit of God right there within that situation or with that person. So we just say thank you. And for today's service, this celebration service is in perfect divine right order and is just unfolding in a most magnificent way. And we just say thank you for that. Thank you, thank you. And as we know that to be so, together we can say, and so it is. Yes, yes, yes. And we have that wonderful pleasure. I think I had this last week, too, as a matter of fact, but, to welcome our, I was going to say new minister, but he's not a new minister anymore, is he? He's our regular guy, huh? Reverend Chris, welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I was planning on starting off how I do frequently when I say, like, I'm back in my happy place. This is my happy place right here, up on this stage when I get to see all your faces. And I think for this talk, especially, like, part of that reason why is because when I'm here, like, I can see God on every single face in this room. When we're talking about the Christ consciousness, that's part of it, is how we see the world, everybody as a reflection of that. And when I'm here, it's so easy. It's a piece of cake to see that. And so that's why I think it feels good to me. That's why it's always felt good once I started to attend Centers for Spiritual Living, because there's just a presence when you get together with people that are also on spiritual seeking paths. It's easy to see that face of God on everyone. But then sometimes when I leave here and I get out back into the real world, and sometimes like even in my own home, sometimes I forget to see the face of God on everybody that I see. And I have to apologize to my children because they see that sometimes when I forget who they are. Would I talk to God that way when they forgot to put something away or something? I don't know. I'd probably have a little more compassion than I sometimes demonstrate. But that's what we're talking about when we talk about like living as wholeness. That the Christ consciousness, when we talk about the Christ consciousness, we speak about the man that was Jesus, the master teacher, quite possibly the greatest spiritual teacher of all time, by some accounts. He's also the most well-known individual worldwide. So there's a lot to learn from there, but the consciousness is what he embodied and what he demonstrated. So Jesus the man, Christ the consciousness. And it was in this consciousness that when we talk about the wholeness, that's what we're doing all month long, is living the wholeness as part of our global theme of living out loud. So when we want to live as our biggest selves, it starts by recognizing who our biggest self is. And that is that consciousness that reminds us everything is good. Everyone is the face of God. And it's hard to believe that sometimes when we get caught up in the hustle and bustle. But I think that's why Christmas, the holiday season, all the other holidays that fall this time of year, it's a perfect annual reminder to just be in that calm. And growing up, it always kind of held that special thing. Like it signifies that this is the time to be a little more compassionate. Maybe we're a little more generous than we are throughout the rest of the year. And at the same time, with the hustle and bustle, sometimes it doesn't bring the best out. If you talk to anybody that works in retail, sometimes they see kind of the opposite of that. But it is our annual reminder, and I think it's fitting and perfect this year that today being Christmas Eve is a time to reflect on that master teacher that really demonstrated and showed us what it is. So what is Christ consciousness? So this comes from the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 20. It says, "And being asked by the Pharisees, when the kingdom of God comes, Jesus answered them and said, the kingdom of God doesn't come with observation. It's not something that we're going to see or be able to get in our car and travel to. It's not here or there." And he says that, behold, the kingdom of God is within you. That is the consciousness. I love the song that the Big Love Band played. There's a song in my soul. That song, that is the consciousness that whispers to us that you are love, you are joy. And when we remember to tap into that, to just slow down, let the outside fade away for a minute, and remind ourselves, like, I am peace. I can be peace right now, even in the midst of all of what's going on, the challenges that we might face. We can choose to be that peace. Now, this is from Paramahansa Yogananda, and he talks about it. He says, in that consciousness, you feel the love of 1,000,000 mothers in your heart. We talk about the love of a mother and how special that is. He's talking about the love of 1,000,000 mothers in one heart. And it's not just for a few, but for everyone. So you don't imagine it. It's not something that we can intellectualize. It's something that we feel. And he says this love that Jesus and Krishna, all the great ones, manifested, that this universal intelligence and love with a capital L I should put in, is called the Christ consciousness. So the great masters of our time, they all shared those same messages. The golden rule, do unto others as you would wish them to do unto you, is found in some variation in all faiths. And that's why I admire this particular faith and Ernest Holmes, because that's what he sought out, is he sought these when he was doing his studies and developing his philosophy, the way that he wanted to practice in life, he looked at all these masters of all time. He's like, wait a minute, there's some things that all these people said. That comes from that place, from that song in my heart. It comes from what we know. It's a mysticism. Because that song, that Christ consciousness is always just right there, like waiting for us to knock on the door. And then when we knock, it answers. And so that is what we move into then. How do we cultivate and attain this Christ consciousness? And I think, the simplest way is just asking that question that, was big in the 90s, I believe, at WWJD. What would Jesus do? When we look at the man that was Jesus and the acts that he did, the words that he spoke, just asking that question of ourselves, what would Jesus do, shifts something within us. And I ask myself, was he like this compassionate, this kind, demonstrating humility? Did he do all those things because he was enlightened? Or did he become enlightened because he did all of those things? What came first? And my guess, for most people, it's both. It's a process. As we do more kind things and think about compassion more, our own human consciousness leans towards that deeper consciousness. And then as we lean towards that deeper consciousness, as we get still and we knock on that door, then we get more inspiration to do more kind and compassionate things. And to remember, that humility that we all just won. Now, like I talked about last week, it's not like an end destination. It's a gradual process. And we let go of, like what the results have to look like and just know that when I am pointing in that direction, I am moving in the place of more harmony, more peace in my life. Now, so this is part of what Jesus says, is to be still and know that I am God. And so that's one of the best ways to tap into that Christ consciousness, is just making intention to sit back and take the time to listen. Because when we're still within, then we can tap in and feel that Christ consciousness, know that I am God, that I am in God, that God is in me, that it is all one. So with that, there's one reading that I like to share, and it's too long. I didn't want to put it on a slide. And I'm sure many people will be familiar with it. This comes from Marianne Williamson. And what she says about this is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? And she goes on, actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So who are we? We're the children of God. And we're here so that God, the consciousness, the spirit, the universe, whatever you call it, can experience itself. And the reason for this is because we can know something in mind, but until we actually experience it, we don't really know it. And that's what the consciousness is. That's what the God consciousness is. It existed before physical life, before our human bodies existed. It existed before the universe existed in a physical state. It was just a presence. And it knew itself as infinite potential, but it didn't know itself. So that consciousness, that spirit, it doesn't need us for it to exist. It always has existed, and it always will. But it does need us in order to experience itself. And so that's a tall order. That's what we're here to do, is for it to live through us. You know, I think about this idea of, just to give an example, I came up with the example of using the idea of skydiving, inspired by Bee's story of going skydiving. It's something that I've never done, but I've heard stories. I've had friends that have done it, and I've seen other people, talk about it. And I can get into a space where I can imagine it. They talk about like looking out the hole in a perfectly good plane, like thinking about, why am I gonna jump? Why am I doing this? And then they talk about like kind of a surge of adrenaline when they make that leap, when they leap out. And then some people describe it as like a serene calm while they're hurtling towards the ground. And so I can kind of intellectualize and think I can understand it, but I know that until I experience it, I don't know. And that's what each of us are, is we are the gift of that God consciousness, that it flows through us, and that's why that we are here. So I'm going to finish with one story about when Marianne Williamson talks about when we step into who we are, it gives others permission around to do the same. So this goes back to about 2010, and I saw a friend that was a good friend from high school. He went to college out of state, and I didn't see him much after high school, but I saw him at the reunion, and had this fabulous mustache, great beard, and I was like, wow, that thing looks awesome. My wife was like, man, that's really cool. You should think about that. And up until that time, like I had never thought about it. I'd maybe noticed it. So fast forward a couple years from that, and I'm working in a restaurant. It's in Denver, and it was No Shave November, or No Shave Movember, for to raising awareness for men's health issues. And the restaurant I was at said, hey, all guys, let's do this. Let's grow our facial hair all month long, no shave. And so I did. And towards the end of the month, like it started getting longer. It started kind of curling up on its own. And so I had a coworker that said, he's like, you got to keep that going. And he talked to other coworkers, and he's like, encourage Chris. Tell him how awesome it looks. Tell him to keep that thing. If I hadn't seen my friend a couple years before that, I know I wouldn't have even considered it. Something about like where I grew up in Wyoming and the group of people I was with, like you do not do things that make you stand out. Because believe it or not, like I meet interesting people because they come up and talk to me just because I have the mustache. That would have terrified me when I was growing up, in Wyoming. But seeing my other friend do it and own it, because other people too will tell me like, dude, you got to get rid of that thing. That doesn't bother me anymore. It would have bothered me had I not seen my friend show me that it's possible. And then now move forward a year or two from when I started growing it and waxing it, I ran into somebody that's older than me, somebody close to me in my life, and he was growing a great beard. All his life, he'd never had one. And I was like, wow, dude, I like the beard. He's like, I saw you growing a mustache and wearing it. It told me I can grow a beard and have a beard. It really, it's a kind of a cheesy analogy, but it's what we do when we step into our Christ consciousness, when we own who we are. It gives permission to other people to say, oh, I can do that. The other example I was thinking about doing was karaoke. When you go to a karaoke bar, just seeing somebody else get up there and bare their soul, it means something. It gives us permission to do it. Seeing Cassie up here gives other people permission and courage to just say, I can do this. I can be that experience for God. Because what's whispering to you that says you can do this, that's the nudge of the Christ consciousness. So in this holiday season, let's go ahead and use it as our reminder, our annual reminder, to how can I be the best person I can? And I'm not standing up here saying that I've got it figured out and that I live by it all the time, because I forget. We all forget. I think even Jesus, forgot from time to time. I think he was the greatest teacher of all time. But, you hear stories about him overthrowing the money changers' tables. Like, I think he lost his composure from time to time. We're humans. But it's that constant bringing back. How do we cultivate that consciousness within? Is just by remembering to taking time to know that I am that presence. So our spiritual principle for the week. We believe, this comes from We Believe by Ernest Holmes, and this part of it says, we believe in the unity of all life and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. So when we seek, when we knock, it answers and it's there. It wants to communicate. It wants to be with us and us to feel it. So then our spiritual practice for the week is self-awareness. And the willingness to observe and take responsibility for one's internal and external choices. Self-awareness is the foundation for conscious choice. We are constantly at choice. We always have the next thing that we're going to do, the next thing. We quite often react, but when we remember to respond instead, then we remember to have choice. And that gift, and that is how we open up into that consciousness of wholeness, to live as wholeness. I was shooting for 10 minutes to try to keep it short so we can get into the ceremony. I hope I came close. So with that, let's do a quick prayer, and then we're going to transfer into this time of where we can just sit back and honor this season of the year. So I know that there's one presence, one infinite grace that we are all a part of. And so this holiday season, may this seed be planted that I remember, and that each and every individual that hears these words remembers what speaks to them. So that each of us on our own individual path and unique expression of that divine presence within can show up exactly as each of our individualized part of the one soul urges us to do. So I know that light fills this space. That light fills the heart and mind of each individual that is on their path, their own unique individualized path, seeking the expression that calls to them. So I just allow myself to dwell for a second in that presence of the infinite light, knowing that Spirit goes with each and every one of us, that even in the midst of the challenges that arise through the season and throughout the year, even in the midst of all the expressions of turmoil that we see, we remember that even underneath and through it all, that presence is there, and that it expands every time that we draw our attention to it. So when I ask, what would Jesus do? Just that question expands the presence, my experience of it, all around to ripple out and touch all of those that we come into contact with. So in deepest gratitude for each and every person on their own individual path, I say thank you. For the deep gratitude of that consciousness that is within, that is speaking to us in whispers, I say thank you. And then for this co-creative nature of this universe that takes our words and our intentions and manifests it in our physical experience, I say thank you. And I know that this is already done in the mind of God, and so I just let these words go, and I affirm it by saying, and so it is. So it is. So, thank you, everybody. Okay, so we are going to go do the offering right now so that we can experience the candle lighting ceremony in a little while without any interference. So our ushers will come forward, which thank you very much, ushers. And many ways to give. So if you give like regularly, you can just hold the thought in your hand, or if you give it today, you can hold that gift in your hand on your heart. And you could always text to support is my favorite way. So you just text any dollar amount to 239-320-3820. The first time it'll have you set it up with your credit card. After that, you can just text a dollar amount and it's done. It lets you know that it went through. That's the way I like to, but we have many ways. And you can always mail us a check, and then our ushers will be going around. If you have prayer requests, you can put it in here, and it will get to our team, and we'll hold that in consciousness for you for the week. So with our offering in mind, we say this affirmation together. Today, I know the activity of divine abundance is at work in my life and the life of this center. I give and receive generously as I live in the flow of bountiful good. And so it is.
Standing as one in the presence of the power. standing as one in the presence of the power, standing where others have stood. Gladly we offer the gifts of our abundance, knowing the source of our good.
So we offer thanks for all the gifts that we received, for all the service that our lovely volunteers provide, just knowing that it's all part of that expression of God, that this is Spirit moving through us, and that it makes it possible for us to be here together in this space to continue our spiritual growth and expansion. So I'm grateful knowing all it is received in love and expands and just continues to serve this universe, and so it is. Thank you. Okay, so this is where we're going to transition now into our candle lighting ceremony. We're going to move this down, and hopefully that goes smoothly. A couple things that I want to make sure that we have in our awareness. One is, does everybody have a candle? Did everybody get a candle when they came in? If not, you can raise your hands, and we have people that will bring them around. Second is, on the way out, we've got a little gift for everybody. It's well, you'll see it on the way out. So make sure you get one on your way out for everyone. And then we also have something for the youth as well. And that's really about it, other than like directions with the candle. One thing, just so we don't get wax on anybody's clothes. If yours is the one that's getting lit, if it's unlit, then you tilt yours. If you're lighting somebody else's, you hold yours straight up and down, and then they tilt. That way you won't spill wax on yourself. And I'm going to go ahead and start it off. So this is an example of what I talk about segment intention. So this is a practice that we can do in our regular lives. Like when I use the example all the time of me pulling out of my car in the driveway. I take a moment. And I breathe. I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready to drive to the church. So I'm going to just breathe in, remind myself that I am part of this infinite thing, that this drive moves with ease and grace, and I get there safely, and it flows. And when I feel like, okay, I'm connected, I'm ready. Every time we start a segment intention, when you're getting ready to go in to talk to a coworker or a loved one, you have a difficult conversation, you just remind yourself, like, I'm changing from what I'm doing now. I want to be intentional where I'm moving next. So in order, in respect of that, being intentional, let's take a moment and just recognize Sunday service is complete, is whole. Candle lighting, Christmas Eve service is beginning. And so I just know that love, that light, that is our Christ consciousness is flowing through all of this and lifts everybody up, puts everybody in the exact right space where they need to be at this time. Because we all have different experiences throughout the year, throughout our experience of what's going to be coming up, our different feelings of where we're at. Just knowing that Spirit meets us where we are, and what we need is there when we remind ourselves to be still and know that it is God. And so it is. Okay. Okay. So, switching in mode here. We start off with Big Love Band. And I'm really glad that they chose this song. It's my favorite song of the day.
Love, shine a light in every corner of my heart. Let the love light carry, let the love light carry. Light up the magic in every little part. Let our love shine a light in every corner of our heart. Love, shine a light in every corner of my dream. Let the love light sisters, in every little part, let our love shine a light in every corner of our hearts. Shine a light in every corner of the world. Let the love light carry, let the love light carry, light up the magic for every boy and girl. Let our love shine a light in every corner of the world. And we're all gonna shine a light together. Oh, shine a light to light the way. Brothers and sisters, in every little part, let our love shine a light in every corner of our hearts. And we're all gonna shine a light together. Oh, shine a light to light the way. Brothers and sisters, in every little part, let our love shine a light in every corner of our hearts. Let our love shine a light in every corner of our
I'm going to use this microphone for this part of the ceremony. We're in for a treat today because the Big Low Band has put a lot of effort into this ceremony, and I'm really excited to reap the rewards of that we all get to share in. So this ceremony was created with conscious intention that the leaders of all countries and the people of all races be guided to understand that we are one. We are one because we are spiritual beings having a human experience, eternally linked in the family of humanity. We performed this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths come from the one great universal presence, which might be called Spirit, God, Jehovah, Buddha, Allah, and more. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of spiritual practice and awareness, of which we honor here today. We acknowledge Melissa Arterberry holding the high watch and knowing these truths on our behalf, that she is a demonstration of the presence of Spirit. In the science of mind philosophy, we believe that there is a single source of all life and that we are expressions of this life in form. Thomas Troward, a pioneer in the New Thought movement, describes the quality of God as life, love, power, peace, beauty, joy, and light. And so we look to the youth as our future to remind us of the reasons why we aspire to embody these qualities. So now we're going to allow the youth to come share a quick little something about each of these qualities, if they'd like to step up to the podium.
Life is the energy of God.
Love is the givingness of God.
Power is the movement of God.
Peace is the acceptance of God.
Beauty is the expression of God.
Joy is the experience of God.
Light is the knowledge of God.
So we light the first candle to represent the light of God, the light of life, and the embodiment of these qualities in each and every human being that has ever been or will be. This is the light of God.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up in wintry clothes. Everybody knows the turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeers really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you.
We acknowledge the shepherd of peace, guided by the star of wisdom into the birth of Christ consciousness. The light of love illuminates all who walk the path of Christianity. We honor those who walk the path of Jesus.
There's more?
There's more. Here is a prayer by St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. And where there is sadness, joy. Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
I light the next candle to honor the path of Hinduism, honor the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We release the darkness of our hearts. We realize that Spirit's light illuminates all paths. We feel the great Om of Spirit as it invites us to cultivate peace in our minds, in our hearts, and in our world. Om, in Hinduism, is a sacred syllable that is consolidated to the greatest of all the mantras or sacred formulas. The syllable for Om is composed of 3 marks, which represent several important trends: the 3 worlds of earth, atmosphere, and heaven, thought, speech, and action, the 3 qualities of matter, goodness, passion, and darkness, and the 3 sacred Vedic scripture. Thus, Om mystically embodies the essence of the entire universe. Please join me in this sacred Hindu prayer by intoning on these times. I like that, intoning on these times. Join me in oming, shall we say. Om. Om.
Through the power of Spirit's illumination, we understand the truth of those who follow the teachings of Buddha in their quest for peace. The Buddhists say that there is no greater happiness than peace. Here is a Buddhist prayer for peace. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with oceans to travel, a bridge for those with rivers to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those who lack shelter, and a servant to all in need.
We are seeing through the eyes of all. We are working through the hands of all. We are walking with all feet. The followers of the Prophet Muhammad, in their awareness of the great Allah and from the book, the Quran, echo these words: I will guide you from the darkness of war to the light of peace. We honor those who walk the path of Muhammad. Here is a Sufi prayer from the mystical tradition of Islam. Send thy peace, O Lord, which is perfect and everlasting, that our souls may radiate peace. Send thy peace, O Lord, that we may think, act, and speak harmoniously. Send thy peace, O Lord, that we may be contented and thankful for thy bountiful gifts. Send thy peace, O Lord, that amidst our worldly strife, we may enjoy thy bliss. Send thy peace, O Lord, that we may endure all, tolerate all, in the thought of thy grace and mercy. Send thy peace, O Lord, that our lives may become a divine vision, and in thy light all darkness may vanish. Send thy peace, O Lord, our Father and Mother, that we, thy children on earth, may all unite in one family.
We recognize the infinite intelligence that illuminates the mind. Is that better? Yes. Unto myself. I'll start over. We recognize the infinite intelligence that illuminates the mind. There is a thing inherent and natural which existed before heaven and earth. It stands alone and never changes. It pervades everywhere and never becomes exhausted. I do not know its name. I call it the Tao, and the name it supreme. Its nature is peace. Its essence is light. We honor those who follow the Tao. Here's a prayer from the Tao. If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there may be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is peace between neighbors, there must be peace in the home. If there is to be peace in the home, there must be peace in the heart.
The light of spirit manifests as wisdom behind human reasoning. We see the deeper significance of Judaic covenant from Isaiah, saying, "And my people shall dwell in a peaceable habitation and in quiet resting places." We honor those who walk the path of Judaism. A Jewish prayer for peace. May we merit to bring about the day when war and bloodshed cease, and a great peace embraces the whole universe. No nation will lift up a sword to another, and the art of war will no longer be studied. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. Let knowledge fill the earth as water fills the ocean. And let all people of all ethnicities, races, beliefs, genders, and orientations enjoy true equality, security, safety, and livelihood in a true spirit of coexistence and cooperation.
Winter's here, it's the time of year to celebrate the season. Family and friends, the joy never ends. Our connection is the reason, and the very best part is the love in our hearts. Be the light that shines in the dark. Be the hope. All it takes is a spark. If love is to be, it all starts with you and me. Be the light, be the light, be the light. Like a candle flame in a window pane, or embers burning by the fireside. As we celebrate, we illuminate. The light we shine is multiplied, and the angels sing with the love that we bring. Be the light that shines in the dark. Be the hope. All it takes is a spark. If love is to be, it all starts with you and me. Be the light, be the light, be the light. In the blackest night, there's a shining light, shining so bright. Be a light that shines in the dark. Be the hope. Be the hope. All it takes is a spark. If love is to be, it all starts with you and me. Be the light, be the light, be the light.
Our native brothers and sisters say, "This mound of earth is the sacred mountain. The 4 stakes around the mound are your first 4 chiefs. One is north, one is south, one is east, and one is west. The 5th stick in the center of the mound is the peace chief. This chief is the one the rest all dance to. We honor those who follow the spirit of the peace chief." Here is a contemporary Native American prayer. Creator, open our hearts to peace and healing between all people. Creator, open our hearts to provide and offer protection for all children of the earth. Creator, open our hearts to respect for the earth and all the gifts of the earth. Creator, open our hearts to end exclusion, violence, and fear among all. Thank you for the gifts of this day and every day.
We light the final candle for all forms of New Thought philosophies, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. The invitation is to close your eyes as I share a prayer for peace by Ernest Holmes. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live and move and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity, and within this pattern, there is infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. I know the mind of humankind, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the method, the way, and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. Thus, harmony, peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness are experienced by all. I know there is a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems, and scientific discoveries, for all good belongs to all alike. I know that because Divine Mind has created us all, we are bound together in one infinite and perfect unity. I know that all people and all nations remain individual, but unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within each person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that in each person and in leaders of thought everywhere, this divine pattern moves into action and form to the end that all nations and all people will live together in peace, harmony, and prosperity forever. Amen, and so it is.
So let us return to the 7 principles we began with today. Life is the energy of God. Love is the givingness of God. Power is the movement of God. Peace is the acceptance of God. Beauty is the expression of God. Joy is the experience of God. And light is the knowledge of God. Enlightenment, then, is an awareness of that which already is, your wholeness, your goodness, your godness. A candle does not lose light by sharing its light. The act of sharing your light is equivalent to the act of lovingly giving of yourself to another, knowing that you are not diminished. Let us share the love and light of this season now. So once again, we look to the youth to symbolically take their light into the world.
I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 I am light.
I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul is light. It's all light. All light, yeah. All light.
I am light. I am light.
You are divinity divine. You are the God on the inside. You are a star, a piece of it all. You are light.
So let's take just a moment to enjoy the light, to recognize the wholeness of the whole spectrum of light, the love in each and every heart, and the recognition of how we come together in this time to remember what we come from, what we are sure to return to. So just a moment of silence. So recognizing the gratitude is in my heart for each and every person participating here today, for everyone that's watching from home, for the love and effort put in by the Big Love Band and by all the volunteers that helped today throughout the speakers, the people passing out candles. Just gratitude for all of it, because it's all the action of spirit. When we show up, when we serve, that it is how we expand the peace in this world. So knowing that as we go throughout this week, as we enjoy Christmas tomorrow for all of those who celebrate, and just the holiday season, recognizing that the joy of love is in our heart. I just let these words go, knowing that it rings true through the eons, and so it is. Okay, thanks. So don't forget to get your gift bag on the way out, and thanks again to everybody. And one last time, the Big Love Band. You can blow these out whenever you like.